I'm doing my persuasive speech today on Bob Marley and how he brought reggae music into America and other parts of the world. Bob Marley has been brought up in a number of peace projects and unity movements that have given him his modern image. He had a mission to globally impact the people in creating insight against the poverty and oppression that spread too far across the world. He was convinced that if a greater population were more aware of the problems, they would be more likely to take action, and what better way than to portray the message through his emotional music? Bob Marley's political standpoint on the Rastafarian movement greatly influenced the words of his music to introduce the whole new genre to the American culture. In order to understand the reasoning behind what he was preaching in his songs, the start of the Rastafarian movement must be understood. The White Babylon Society caused the deprived black community to rebel and create Rastafarian religion in order to follow their own beliefs. These beliefs challenged Jamaica's neo-colonistic society's attempts to keep whites at the top and blacks at the bottom, as written in Stephen King's work Bob Marley's Redemption Song. Bob Marley did not agree with the culture that he grew up in. It is said by Dennis Morris that he opposed the obsessive power that leaders possessed and took advantage because it served no benefit for the less fortunate. The Babylon system was the biggest motivator towards his passion for change. He saw its destructive nature not only in Jamaica but in all parts of the world, including the United States. Gilroy stated, in order to understand the meaning of his complex view on politics, Bob Marley outlines his true beliefs through his reggae music, not to be in the spotlight as an artist, but to appeal to a majority. He is practically a genius because his music is such a common art that many people enjoy listening to and spread like wildfire. Its ability to spread is greater than any political speech ever spoken. King also mentioned that he did not want to just entertain us with his talent, he wanted to call for a significant change in the society. He did this by injecting religious and social metaphors from the Jamaican lifestyle into into his songs to emphasize the poor and bring everyone down to his level. Marley's method of persuasion proved to be convincing enough to continue the impact, still significant to this day of the Rastafarian perspective. In a way, he serves the same importance of a political leader that takes a more redundant, experiential approach on his form of communication. All of his political views supported the peace and love that was pronounced in the Rastafarian culture. His songs were reflections of how much better the world would flow if these viewpoints of peace and one united body were put into action. Americans, especially during the hippie era, were swept into the hypnotic beat of his reggae music. Since his music was a reflection of how he felt inside and what he saw on his own streets, how poorly his family was treated, Greg concluded that he was the vocal promoter of the Rastafarian music. Even though his songs were directed into Jamaicans and certain countries in Africa, it influenced the poor and majority in America to show that fighting for your rights is a rational action. Dennis Morris quoted, lyrically, although he was based in Jamaica, what he very cleverly did was to use keywords in pathos and other keywords in English. He made the link so that it wasn't just talking about Jamaica, it was a universal thing. Many people believe that these actions by the Americans were immoral, but Marley was able to bring up in his peaceful protest. Through song, Gilmore viewed that he never expressed hatred for white people, but hated the people that used the power at the expense of others. Bob Marley has not only influenced the culture in America, but he has created one of the biggest political impacts against African oppression in the whole world. His compassion for peaceful unity will never stop shining through his award-winning songs. He was so significant because he lived through his songs, giving them full authenticity from his soul. His accurate and occasional controversial words gave him authority of a political activist. He had the ability to transform political insights into the music language of tradition and idioms. The songs he wrote simplified and purified his morals as a political legacy so that even the lowest class can be accepted into the Rastafarian movement. Also known as a third world hero, Marley jump-started the reggae revolution and continues to be the main influence to this present day.